Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and today's going to be a Marvel graphic novel day. I maybe have gone into like there's so much goofy crap in my life. I don't know if I ever explained that this is actually my favorite form of media before, but I kind of like comic books. It's in the name, Comic Book University, and my absolute favorite form of comic book is actually the Marvel graphic novel series. Okay, this is going to sound really weird because not a lot of people are into these. I'll bet you there are a bunch of people nowadays who don't even know that these things exist. Okay, this was actually a Jim Shooter. In case you guys don't know, I'm like infatuated by everything that Jim Shooter has done because Marvel has never been more successful monetarily wise, visually, uh, what do you call it? With writing, like the incredible, just everything, every single thing about Marvel. It was never better than when Jim Shooter was in charge. That was pretty much all throughout the 80s, toward until the very end. But they were still benefiting from what Shooter had done, and still using some of the ideas that he was still putting out there. Anyway, also just found out a couple hours ago. I just wrote a whole bunch of stuff here, practically an entire page worth of stuff. Denny O'Neil just died at 81 years old last night. Denny O'Neil, if you're not familiar, created a whole bunch of characters for both Marvel and DC, was an editor in chief. In fact, he did a lot of stuff, a whole lot of stuff, and he was an amazing human being. And he's one of the main reasons why comic skaters have zero ground to stand on when they say comic books weren't always about SJW stuff, because yes, they were, and Denny O'Neil was one of the major influences in that. But that's not what this is about. I'm going to talk to you about some of my Marvel graphic novels. So I'm going to show you the ones that I've actually already got, and I'm going to start off with a big one. All right, bang. Okay. This was actually a purchase that I'd gotten, and this guy, I don't know what it was. I was on Kijiji. If you're not from Canada, basically Kijiji is Canadian. What do you call it? Craigslist. And oh, a bunch of people in the chat. What's up, everybody? Jow Edits. What's up? Let's go. It's a good thing I watch GameStop because if I see "Let's go," I'm thinking, are you rushing me? In reality, it's like, let's go. Like it's a shout of joy. Wow, I got me for a second. What's up, Mark Thomas? Raven, what's up, Raven? Got a moderator in the house. All right, so check this out. I'm surprised Rich Silva isn't here. Silva Surfer. Anyway, so bang. The Death of Captain Marvel. This was a huge one. This was the very first Marvel graphic novel. This guy was on Kijiji, and he was selling it for only $100 Canadian. I asked him intensely about it. I didn't actually get to meet him, but I did do I typed back and forth. I was like, "You're sure? Like, could you show me the image inside showing, like the serial number and everything?" Because they didn't know that they were going to do multiple prints of this. They did at least 6. I think it might have been 8 or more. They did a lot of reprints of this, and I did a lot of work to make sure this was a first print. Look, guys, I've said it multiple times. I'm not overly concerned with, first editions or, high grade and stuff like that. And I don't care one squirt about CGC. If you were to give me an option for the same exact price to buy a CGC 9.8 copy of the Incredible Hulk, issue number 180 and 181, or a copy that was, promised to be the exact same thing, but not in the CGC grading box, I would get the non-graded one. I would get, seriously, because I if I can't open my comic books, they're not real as far as I'm concerned. They might as well just be a painted picture. They don't mean anything to me. So I can actually open this and all that good stuff. I actually got Jim Starlin to sign this also. It's on the inside though. All of my signatures for my comic books are on the cover, except for this one. This one is on the inside because this is a Marvel graphic novel, and this is treasure, pure treasure to me. So yeah, that is. Oh, nice. I'm glad you got that one. So mind you, all of my graphic novels, my Marvel graphic novels, are first edition. Now, I do not have number 2. Marvel graphic novel number 2, I actually brought it up here really quick, is Elric the Dreaming City. I do not have that one, but I do have number 3, which is also Jim Starlin. It's actually him. It's his character, Dreadstar. Boom. So I have that. Again, all of these. First edition. Okay, so I do not have the fourth one right now, this very second. Although I'm always going to appreciate this one more than any of the other ones. Issue number 4 is actually the big seller one because we're still waiting on the New Mutants movie to come out, and that's the New Mutants book, which introduced. It was the first appearance of most of the New Mutants. Karma, that was not her appearance. Actually, you know what? I have a spotlight on story for Marvel graphic novel number 4, The New Mutants. Feel free to go and look at that one. I give a pretty detailed explanation of that. I do not have that, but I do have number 5. What's number 5? Probably the one that most people would be interested in. God Loves, Man Kills. I've shown this once before in one of my podcasts. I really thought about doing this in my podcasts, but or in my live stream tomorrow, but I couldn't wait. I just got the box of this stuff from the States today, like just within the past half hour. I'm like, I got to throw this together really quick. So boom, I've got, this is actually stuff I've already had. I'm showing you the stuff I already had first. Then I'm gonna unbox the stuff that I just got. So boom, God Loves, Man Kills. Had a chance to meet Claremont. Did not bring my books with me. It sucks. It is what it is. Okay, number 5. I don't want to keep going back and forth like this, but anyway, you know what? I'll get to Star Slammers is number 6, not Star Jammers, Star Slammers. That's very different, and they didn't go anywhere. Most of the Marvel graphic novel stuff didn't really go anywhere. Anyway, and most of these things are not considered canonical. God Loves, Man Kills is that's considered canonical. So is the New Mutants, Marvel graphic novel number 4, and so is number 1, which is the Death of Captain Marvel. But this is actually the very first appearance of not Trask. What's that jackass's name? Who what do you call it? The mutant hater? Wow, I'm so bad with names. It stymies everything that I try to. Oh, Surfa is here. So you did see my number 1, right? Anyway, what do you call it? So anyway, you guys know his name. The guy who always goes around and tries to kill mutants. God Loves, Man Kills. Anyway, so I do have number 7 though, Killraven. I've got number 7. Now we're going to jump a bunch. Number 19, Conan, the Witch Queen of Acheron. This is an amazing book. One of these days, guys, I'm going to do a whole lot more than just these. Graydon Creed, no. Stryker, yes. William Stryker. Thank you, Reno. William Stryker. Okay, this is one. I can't wait to do a conversation about this one. This is Marvel graphic novel number 20. Greenberg the Vampire. Sounds like such a dumb comic, doesn't it? Nah. This is excellence. Oh, apparently I got this one in Brampton. Wow. I go to Brampton? I'm not a huge fan of Brampton. Anyway, okay, here's one a bunch of people are going to be like, oh, wow, this was a Marvel graphic novel? Yes, it was. Emperor Doom. The Avengers Emperor Doom is a Marvel graphic novel. Boom. And then the second from last one, there were 75 of these made. This is number 74. Punisher Black Widow, Spinning Doomsday's Web. Boom. So those are the ones that I have right now that I've had. I used to have a bunch more. I used to have Nick Fury, Wolverine, Scorpio Connection. I also used to have the one that came out immediately before or after, whatever. Actually, I think after. No, before. Anyway, number 49, in my opinion, the greatest comic book ever written was Doctor Doom and Doctor Strange, Triumph and Tragedy. To me, it is the hands at, like, if I'm going to show somebody a comic, if somebody says, show me one comic book that's going to get me into comic books, it's not going to be the Infinity Gauntlet. It's not going to be freaking, what do you call it, The Watchmen. It's not going to be Mark Waid's Kingdom Come. I've got the box over here, so I look at it and suddenly I remember it. It's not going to be Kingdom Come. It's going to be Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, Triumph and Tragedy. I don't have that one. I don't own that one. But I used to, but I don't own it anymore ever since my big move in 2017. So I actually already popped this open. That's when I was just so hungry to get my greedy little fingers on these things. And I forgot, I should probably do an unboxing video. Okay, so here's one. I still have the where I got them from and everything, because these things just came in the mail, a whole bunch of them. Arena, bang, one of the Marvel graphic novels. I have to start putting all these in order. Okay, here's a big one. Guys, this is a huge one. Cull, The Veil of Shadows. If you guys were ever like, looking at Mistress Death and thinking, she's kind of hot, I wonder what she looks like under the sheets. You get to see Mistress Death nude in this one. Not joking. I'm a huge lover of art, also kind of a lover of women, so hey. I thought, I have zero problems with it. Zero problems. Like this line, this is what the black label should be, Dracula, A Symphony in Moonlight and Nightmares. Also a fantastic Marvel graphic novel. Ooh. Okay, here it is. Number 6, like I was talking about. Star Slammers. Just got this. Trying to complete my whole collection. Also, number 8, Super Boxers. Most of these aren't like, amazing things that are going to change the face of comic book history. That's just not going to happen. But, if you guys are fans of like Walter Simonson, this isn't bad. Anyway, a whole bunch of these things. Also, I got, oh God, my shoulder is killing me. Okay, got a whole nother thing here. Just one more, not one more book, one more pile of books. I'll start taking some more, I'll start taking some questions or respond to the comments in a hot moment. It's just a surprise extra little doodad because I'm super duper happy that I got my hands on more Marvel graphic novels. The DC comics, once they saw the success of the Marvel graphic novels, they're like, oh, we'll do this too. They did 7, then they changed it to like DC's fictional graphic novels. They did another 7. For the most part, they kind of sucked. Sorry. No disrespect meant. Okay. Here's something super special. Chris Claremont, Murata, the She-Wolf. Now, what's so special about this is that this was originally supposed to be, what do you call it? When Claremont originally wrote this, this was originally Red Sonja, but they immediately got sued by the Conan properties. So the Robert E. Howard Foundation, whatever. So Jim Shooter jumped in. He's like, let me fix all this stuff. But Shooter was a good whoever says, Shooter was a terrible person. Yeah. If you were a good worker, Shooter was a great person to you. And that's just facts. That's just facts. All right. Everybody has said that. So he came along and he's like, hey, check it out. I'm just simply going to change the name. Well, let's change the name to like Murata or something like that. And I'll go and pay off whatever their fines are to keep them happy. And they were happy. Heard Arnold was talking about doing a King Conan flick. Conan has been wanting to do a King Conan flick forever. It's just never came about. What do you call? Okay, another one. Axe. I have actually not read this one. I have never read Axe. Okay, here's one. Boom. The Dreamwalker. I can't wait to do a spotlight and story on this one. And this looks like it's in pretty much mint condition. I might have to double back this because, I mean, the spine, everything. Oh, I see a little tiny nick up there. This would be a 9. This would easily be a 9 or a 9.2, 9.4, absolute minimum. Man, that is a gorgeous cover. It's so easy to tell with the black covers, right? Okay. Heartburst is yet another. You guys always like to see my comic collections, right? So show all this stuff up. Called Arnold Conan. He is Conan. Okay, here's one. Is this a Marvel graphic novel? Yes, actually it is. Duh. I don't know which number this is, but Punisher, Assassin's Guild by Joe Duffy. Okay, here's one that's gonna, let me save my last. Here, I got 3 more. This is one most of you guys aren't going to care about. until I actually do the story and you read it and I tell you about it, and you're going to be like, wow. This is called The Sailor's Story. This was a surprisingly good one. Sorry, let me show you, by Sam Glasman. A Sailor's Story. It's actually really good. High fantasy stuff. Okay, two more, and they're pretty good ones. So this is number 18, The Sensational She-Hulk. Now, yeah, when John Byrne went off and did his Sensational She-Hulk series, it was whatever, blah, 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 whatever. This, however, a lot of times you guys will see the whole She-Hulk was Wyatt. She was dating Wyatt Wigfoot at the time, and she was captured by Shield because they captured Wyatt Wigfoot. The one Shield agent put a gun to Wyatt's head and said, "Now strip, or I'm going to shoot your boyfriend because I know that I can't shoot you. I don't, my gun isn't strong enough." This is the one where twice she stripped, and they actually showed her butt on camera in the comic. And yeah, John Byrne, he's a bit pervy. I don't have any problem with that. It's just you notice that when John Byrne does stuff, there's a lot of pervy stuff in there. It is what it is. This was a very pervy issue, but it's still a very important issue. Marvel graphic novel issue number 18. This is that one that you guys have all heard about. Never owned it before. Last one that I don't own, that I also never owned, and I own it as of today. David Michelini, Mark Silvestri, Geoff Isherwood. Marvel graphic novel number 17, Revenge of the Living Monolith. Ah, man. Can't wait to read this one. Can't wait to read this one. I don't actually read them to you guys, but you get what I'm saying. Can't wait to actually show you this one when I start doing. I got to get a whole bunch of them. I got to get a whole lot more of these, and I'll just start going in a row, and I'll actually do a Marvel graphic novel series. Because, like, I could literally just, I don't know about today, but like this week, I could just, find this stuff online, like I'm sure a lot of people are doing, whether illegally or illegally. Screw those guys who get them illegally. I can get them all like that, and I could just start, telling you guys all these stories. But no, I actually want to be able to open the book. I want to smell the book while I'm talking to you guys so that I can actually really get into it. Man, oof. So this is my fat stack of Marvel graphic novels. I'm now going to put these all in order. I'm going to go put these over here out of the way so that my kids can't get to them because that would be a paddling. And yeah, okay, so let me start looking at some of these comments. Where'd you get your graphic novels, Professor? Good question. Lone Star Comics. I got them from Lone Star Comics in Texas, the Lone Star State. So yeah, I saw that they had a sale for a bunch of things, and I was just like, yeah, there's a whole bunch of really cool comics. Where are the Marvel graphic novels? I went right there, and that's the only thing that I bought from these guys. I wasn't interested in anything else. They had a bunch of really good stuff in there. I was like, oh, that's actually a first appearance. Oh, that's actually a good story. Whatever. You know what? I don't have too much money to spend. I spent about $250 on all of this. That's all. 240. I spent exactly $240 on all this stuff. Canadian, mind you, which is going to come to like what, 190, something like that, maybe less than 170, I think. Anyway, I spent a good chunk of change on this. And yeah, really good stuff. Alan, did you get the book I recommended? I don't remember, Alan. I don't remember. I get things all the time. Please send it again. Reno Noir, never heard of a few of these titles. Will definitely be checking them out. Yeah, and worst case scenario, I will be showing you guys. I'll be doing a spotlight and story for every single one of these Marvel graphic novels because, like I said, guys, this was a way. Like Shooter made this. This series was profitable. That's number one. Okay, mind you, as a business major, I can tell you that every time that you see a company say safety is our first priority, no, it's not. Shut up. Your first concern is always making money. It's turning a profit. Because if you weren't turning a profit, you wouldn't have a business. There wouldn't be any safety meetings or PPE or anything like that. It's turning a profit. So, and that's just a cold hard fact. It's mean, it's whatever, but it is facts. Turning a profit has to be the first priority of every and any business. If safety comes second, that is awesome. That is great. That's more than anybody can ask. But it's a damn lie. It's a bold-faced lie when somebody tells you otherwise. Anyway, so as far as monetarily wise, these guys, Marvel graphic novels, they made a ton of money for Marvel. What else did it do though? Because it wasn't just about making the money. No, this was one way for, mind you, it took 3 years to legally get all this stuff off the ground, including hiring somebody from Scholastic to be the vice president, the executive vice president of this line, under Shooter to get this stuff done. A whole bunch of independent stuff like Jim Starlin's stuff, like the Dread Star. A lot of these things are stories that actually already came out in other places, like Murata the She-Wolf. Excuse me. Like I said, Chris Claremont actually got himself and mostly Marvel and therefore himself again in a lot of trouble for doing that one thing, the Murata the She-Wolf thing, because originally it was Red Sonja. So Shooter came along and was like, I will pay off the fines, say we'll have Marvel do that because I see an investment in this, and just change the name. What's a good name? Murata the She-Wolf? Good. Boom, do that. And let's do that. And then all of those individual issues collected here in the Marvel graphic novel. So all of these, in Marvel at least, are first appearances. A lot of these are independent stories. It's like, guys, let's get together a good story. But a lot of times it was also, what independent story do you have that we could put in here that would be epic? Hey, what really cool story already exists that we could introduce people to other stories through this, like Elric, the Dreaming City? Now all of a sudden people are going to go out and start getting Michael Moorcock's Elric series, which I read when I was on deployment one time. Amazing series. The original 6 novels. Oh God, amazing. But this was actually, and I just found those books, whatever. I didn't even know about it through the Marvel graphic novel at the time. But these books, man, these books, woof, these books are classics in Marvel. Like I said, in my opinion, the greatest book of all time, the greatest comic book that you could ever show somebody. Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, Triumph and Torment. Just boom, hands down. Can't wait to get my hands on that one. One of these days I will. I think I'm going to have to spend $50 for that. As long as I can get in first edition, it might be worth it, but I'm going to hold that a little longer, wait until a couple more comic book stores are open, see if I can't, finagle a deal. It's like, I'm going to buy all this stuff too. Can I have like $20 off of this, please? Let's see what I can finagle, okay? Because I will get my hands on that one again. Promise you that. Anyway, otherwise, that's bucket list comics for me, to get my hands on that again. I remember buying it off the shelves, hardcover. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, what else we have? Classics: Death of Captain Marvel versus Watchmen. Watchmen was more important. Death of Captain Marvel, though, look at what it did for the Marvel graphic novel line. I don't want to have those two fight with each other. Death of Captain Marvel for me, so it says, but I'm a 616 whore immediately. Admittedly, hey, that works. Going to Google them now. Do it. Do it. Do it. Stuff said. This stuff said. Yes, I did look that one up. Yes, I did look that one up. I'm gonna get that and read that one of these days. Excuse me. Physical copy. I don't know if I can read novels off. I don't. I do still have a PDF, a PDA, one of those little tablets. I just don't feel like reading digitally anymore. No one takes the interviews. Yep. Best Batman storytelling graphic novels: The Long Halloween and Arkham Asylum. Yes, but those are not DC graphic novels specifically. There was actually a line where there was a motif kept. Gotta go. Take care, Yeto. Batman Year 2 is my favorite DC run. Year 2? Really? Not year. Okay, cool. Anyway, so I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. Hope you enjoyed my unboxing, my opening, so to speak. God, just amazing stuff. I will see you guys tomorrow for the live stream, and I've got a whole bunch of toys I'm going to be opening for that also, and I'll check all you guys later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.